Today I would like to talk to you about something like very unique and special event. I'm talking about the wine auction of the Hospice de Beaune. So this wine auction is the most oldest and prestigious wine auction in the world. Every third Sunday of November, it's happening right here in Beaune. And this year is so important because it's the 160th anniversary. All the benefits from the sales will go to the medical treatment and in the maintenance of the historical building. And today, to celebrate this special event with you, we are going to cook the famous, staple, classic traditional dish. I'm talking about the Bœuf Bourguignon. Here are the ingredients. Some beef, today I picked the beef cheeks, some bacon cut in lardons, some carrots, onions and celery diced, some herbs to make a bouquet garni, some peppercorn, flour, and then some button mushrooms. So as I said, I picked some beef cheeks, and so I'm cutting the beef cheeks in bigger pieces, in order to cook nicely, because actually during the cooking it's going to shrink. So then you have the choice as well to choose other cut of beef. So I like to do that with beef short ribs, or even with the top round or the chuck pot roast. And then you are gathering all the pieces in the bowl for the next step. Now I'm actually covering the meat with sparkling water in order to tenderize the meat. This step is really important because you're gonna have a better cut of meat, and also you will get rid of the blood from the beef. Many French recipe calls for making a bouquet garni. So this is how I make a bouquet garni in a simple way. So you pick all the herbs you have in the garden. So I got rosemary, fresh thymes, fresh sage, some bay leaves, and then you are going to keep your green part of the leek, and then some celery stalk. And then you tie every herbs together with a kitchen twine, and this is gonna flavor all your dish. So any stew, any soup, to make more flavorful. The beef has been marinated for 30 minutes in the sparkling water. So now, it's totally tenderized. So we're gonna transfer this beef into a clean bowl with all the veggie, and then leave it in the fridge. Okay, so see, you're taking all the pieces, and see how the sparkling water is bloody. And so you get a meat super clean. Okay, and then, so you do all that, and then you add all the veggie on top. So the celery and the carrots, one garlic clove, the bouquet garni, and then we are covering the whole thing with some Pinot Noir. And this go overnight in the fridge. Then I'm adding some peppercorn. And then now I'm going to wrap this and then put it in the fridge and then sit in the fridge for overnight. So see you tomorrow. Hi everyone. So the meats have been set overnight in a bath wine. So the next step is you're going to take all the pieces out, even the bouquet garni. Here we are. And then after that, I'm going to show you with 3 pieces. And then after that, it's really important to pat dry well the meat. This is going to help to have a nice braising in a pot. So all the pieces of meat have been pat dry to get a nice sear. And then the next step is draining all the veggie and then get the wine juice. Using a cast iron Dutch oven, the stove is at medium heat. And then we are going to sear the bacon, cut in lardon stripes, in a melted butter. So I just put a tablespoon of melted butter, and then we are going to sear the bacon for 5 minutes until brownish. Bacon seared. Now salt and pepper on a different pieces of meat, and we are going now to sear the beef. Okay, nicely some salt, generously. Here we are. And so the pot is still on medium heat. And then we are going to sear each pieces. Do not overcrowd the pot. and do both sides. So you're not looking for cooking the beef itself. We just need a nice brownish aspect. The meat has a perfect sear. Exactly, you're looking for this brownish side, okay? So now I'm putting the meat out, on the side, and then replaced by the veggie. And so we're gonna saute the veggie as well, okay? The veggie has been sauteed for 5-6 minutes. So now the next step is we are going to put everything back to the pot. So bacon and then the meat. And then after that, we are gonna flour the mixture. I got a question from the guy behind the camera. He's asking me why we started by bacon and not meat. So actually it's because we want a bacon flavor. And so actually the whole pot is smelling smoky. It's really smoky. So that's why we started by the bacon first. This step called in French singer. So it's basically you flour your mixture, so of meat and veggie, in order to get a nice shiny thick sauce. And then I'm gonna just cook that for 2 minutes, and after that will be the last step, adding the wine. So almost the last steps. So you are going to cover all the meat with the wine. As we want everything covered, we're gonna add some beef broth. Voila. And then last steps, remember we had a nice bouquet garni that will flavor the dish. And now see you in 2 hours. So you cover it. Stove is at medium heat. So see you in 2 hours. So what we're gonna do between the 2 hours? We're gonna have a glass of wine from Burgundy, a nice Pinot Noir. See you then. The meat has been cooking for 2 hours. So I put the meat out on the side, and then what I'm looking for now is like getting a nice syrupy and then shiny sauce. So my trick is adding some 2 tablespoons actually of crème de cassis, which is the black currant liquor. And we are going to reduce this another 15 minutes on medium-high heat. We are going to saute the mushroom until a nice sear, so it's going to be about 5 to 6 minutes on medium heat. Mushroom are done, so now the same process for the pearl onion to get a nice caramelization. So 2 tablespoons of butter, and I'm using 1 teaspoon of granulated sugar, and this is gonna saute for 5 more minutes. Onions are done, so now we're gonna gather everything, so mushrooms, onions, and then back the meat. And then you will leave on a very low stove until you are going to eat it, okay? For the side, I propose potato puree, but you can also pair this with fresh tagliatelle, fresh pasta, or just steamed potatoes. Here we are. I picked a mashed potatoes to pair with this beef bourguignon. So the best part of this recipe is trying it. So let's do it. Bon appétit. Super yummy.